Hey, how's it going, guys? So, subscriber asked me a question about the hands. Can we thicken up the hands? Um, and if we can, how do we go about doing it? So, I thought we'd talk about it, guys. And you know what? Everybody that I've ever spoke to that has been involved in grip sport or has a passion for training in grip strength feats, or whatever you want to call them. The one thing they've always told me is that their hands got thicker, all right, after around 2 or 3 years of practicing grip, um, that their hands got thicker. And it's interesting, guys, because I've noticed that since I've been playing around a lot more with pinching, and getting a bit more involved with my grip strength stuff, that my hands have been getting a little bit thicker. I only noticed it the other week. But yeah, you can absolutely build thicker hands. But what you have to remember is this, guys. There isn't much muscle in the hands. A lot of it is just cartilage and tendon and tissue. Realistically, the only muscle we have in the hand is going to be the thumb pad. All right. So the thumb pad, and then you've got the pinky pad. So this portion here. All right. That's the only real muscle we have in the hand that we can thicken that will make a difference to the size of the hand. So, with that said, guys, my opinions on how you would go about doing this is that you would have to be doing a lot of pinching movements where you are involving the thumb. So, if you were to take some plates and press some plates together, and you're going to grip the plates with, you know, your index finger and your thumb, and you're going to crush them as hard as possible. That's really going to engage this thumb pad. All right. So the wider you can stretch the fingers, the more tougher you can make the exercise. The more stress you're going to cause on that thumb pad. So just anything, guys, where perhaps if you're into bending steel, all right, you have a passion for bending steel, bending nails. Perhaps you like cracking walnuts between your index finger and your thumb. That's a great workout for taxing that thumb pad. Or perhaps you're passionate about grippers. All right, a lot of people that I see that are experts at closing grippers all seem to have this big, thick thumb pad. And I mean, why wouldn't you, guys? I mean, you're having to press the handle, specifically there, right in between that thumb pad, and you're having to engage the thumb and the thumb pad to get the gripper to close. So it's definitely going to have a effect on that thumb pad. When we're talking about the pinky pad, okay, as part of the hand here, what this is going to come down to, guys, is how good you are at engaging your ring finger and your pinky finger while you are performing thick handled work. All right, so perhaps you're using fat grips, excuse me, or you are just using thick handled barbells, using those big blob, those Thomas inch dumbbells, just any kind of thick handle that is going to stress your grip. You want to try and learn to engage your pinky finger and your ring finger, guys. And what that is going to do is that is going to engage this muscle pad here. All right. So, as many of you already know, whenever I'm training my back or I'm training my forearms and I'm using thick handles or I'm using fat grips, I always take my thumb away and I always try to engage the pinky finger and the ring finger because it activates the ulnar carpi muscle in my forearms. It activates the flexors really well in my forearms, but it also activates the pinky pad in my hand. And a lot of the times, guys, I have a soreness in the pinky pad after I've done my forearm training or I've done my back training. So my best advice would be for the thumb pad, lots of exercises where you are working on your pinch grip and you are using thick handles. Perhaps you can get into bending steel, cracking walnuts, learn how to do things like crack walnuts. Also, guys, get familiar with using different types of grippers. Try and learn how to crush an apple. I always think crushing apples really hits the thumb pad really well. And if you're wanting to activate the pinky pad, your best bet, guys, is to take your thumb away. So have a thumbless grip on your exercises where you could be pulling. If you're doing things like barbell wrist curls, you just need to learn how to squeeze more with your ring finger and your pinky finger, guys, to engage the pinky pad of the hand, because most people, guys, obviously are a lot stronger in the middle finger, the index finger and their thumb, right? So whenever they're gripping onto something, a lot of the strength is engaged in this portion of the hand, and we forget about using the ring finger and the pinky finger. So what I want you to do is, guys, sometimes try and take away your index finger so you can only use the middle finger, the ring and the pinky finger, alright? I want you to try and engage these two fingers as best as possible, and you should start to notice a little bit of soreness in this pad over time, guys. That's my best advice to go about it. I wouldn't spend too much time focusing on building up thick hands. All I would try and do is get stronger at grip, alright? And as time goes on, guys, you'll either develop thicker hands or you won't. But most people who are involved in grip strength do tell me that they saw a thickness in their hands over time. It normally takes a couple of years, but you know, you don't have a lot of muscle in your hands. You know, you realistically, if you want to hypertrophy, you've got to do it through the thumb pad and the pinky pad. You don't really have much muscle anywhere else. It's all bone and tendons. So that's my advice, guys. Get really good at pinching. Just get really good at gripping different things, and learn how to use a thumbless grip on your thick-handled work, and start learning to engage your ring finger and your pinky finger, guys, to activate that pinky pad in your hand, guys. Again, I hope that helps. Perhaps some of you guys who are more experienced with grip strength can leave some comments below, you know, for my viewers, on ways in which they can go about activating the muscle pads a little bit better. As always, guys, let me know what you think. Train hard and keep safe.